We call it previously SE prometriccenter.com, which here we mention is Special Enrollment Examination, which is SEE. The question would be current year of the tax filing return, which is for this year, for 2020, you filing the tax return of 2019, which date will test it only for the tax code of 2019. Not for the current year of 2020. So you need to make sure that you will cover for those tax testing for 2019 examination. And you can take the exam anytime, 4 times per testing window. When you say testing window, which I already mentioned about previous schedule, for 2019 through 2020 of February. So every year, the testing window would be the starting from May through February of next year. So you can take it 4 times during those testing period. And you have to pass all 3 parts. The exam consists of 3 parts in the down below. I mentioned it: individual, businesses, and then representation, practice, and procedures. And once you pass one part, first part, it could be any part, if vice versa, individual, business, representation, any part you could take it first. And then once you pass the first exam, then you have carryover score, which is you have to pass the rest of the parts within 2 years. So for example, you pass the exam first this year, let's say 2020 November 1st, then you have the 2-year period within to complete the rest of 2 parts, the 2 years, which is 2020 of November 1st. If you don't pass by that time, then the second exam you take maybe December, and then you lose the credit the first exam, then they started at December. So you have to make sure once you pass the first part, then make sure in 2 years you have to pass the rest of 2 parts. From this year, they start to have 15 minutes break. First 50 question you completed. So once you take that 15 minutes break and then completion of first 50 questions, then you want to take a break, then you complete it, and you won't go back to completion of those first 50 questions. But if you don't take that break, you still have a valid to go back to review for first 50 questions. So it's up to you take whether you want to take 15 minutes break or not. So make sure for those 15 minutes break are granted from this year. Continuing for the examination for detail, the exam hours would be a total of 4. But for the first 30 minutes, you need to sign for a non-disclosure agreement, which you won't reveal the questions after finish the exam. And also for facility, environment, and then instruction for the exam details. So you will spend for first 30 minutes for the exam. So the only exam hours would be 3.5 hours. So you have to finish for those 100 questions within 3.5 hours for that time. A lot of people saying that 3.5 hours would be plenty of enough to finish all those 100 questions, even though 15 questions won't count. And once you complete the examination, you would know your grade immediately, pass and fail. So you could prepare for the next exam by your plan, since it is on-time, real-time result. And exam question going to multiple parts or 3 different types of questions. I listed it here, and direct question and incomplete sentence and all of the following except. I will give you an example for direct questions and incomplete sentence, and then all of the following except questions here. And first question and second question and third question, I will just, maybe give you an answer for this. Then maybe you could go on by yourself. So second question, incomplete sentence, would be the answer for D, and then the following for the except would be the question number of C. So these are the three types. You just need to make sure that these are the all 100 multiple choice question like this would be. And also I listed up here for all those details of individuals and businesses and representations and practice and procedures. And for those details, we will go through in a class once you going to take our classes. I want to just read it through for you, and you can read it by your own.